Hello, everyone! Welcome once more to Fulfillment Friday, and I am your host, Silver-Quill. I hope that you've all been doing well, that it's been a good week for you, and hopefully just good times all around. Pardon me as I check out things on the interwebs, make sure the stream is behaving itself. Alrighty. Well, it looks like YouTube is behaving, for which I am grateful. It's never quite a given, is it? And over on the Twitch, which is usually I have fewer questions. There we are. Alrighty. So here we are, ready to commence to begin with a giant eye staring at you, not mine. But first, some hellos, because I spy with my little eye a Lunabrony and Enderpup, MLP-Trinary and Adam Leisman, Brig7 and Seth Carlo, Cosmera Inspira, and Swordbreaker 12. Elizabeth Snowbell, a guten tag to you as well. And Preston Cox. On Twitch, I see a Blue Griffin Azora. And Jetstorm Gaming. And just posted is Pokemon Fire Eevee and Cherry Fluffbelly Official. GA, I should draw Twilight, says Pokemon Fire Eevee. What is GA? Like, just, I wonder. Hello, Doc, at your service. Well, Doc, I don't think anyone's quite heard the news about G6 because it will be next weekend at San Diego Comic-Con, if I understand correctly. Eggman, you're not late. You're right when you need to be here, which is when we choose. Nathan Duazo, a fine hello to you. Good to see you too, Anime Fan 9000. Oh, Eggman, I'm sorry. Your dad's funeral is this coming Monday. Oh, I'm sorry for your loss. And hello to Seth Carlo. I believe that's everyone in the chat. Although Adam Leisman, thank you. No, I don't. Yes, I did see you earlier. I also saw your post on Blue Sky. Raises the question. We were talking about in high school and maybe middle school, they have you read all these stories with really bittersweet outcomes, especially the dog dies. That's why there's currently a book out there called No More Dead Dogs. I'm intrigued by it. But why do we ask kids to read those? And I sometimes wonder if it isn't to show them that despite the pain and the uncertainty, you will persevere. You will find a happy tomorrow. It's just, it can hurt right now, but it's not forever. Alrighty, we got a few more folks coming in, like Michael Bullington and Ven Pie. And Blue Ink 2025, hello to you. So yes, this is the Twilight Sparkle Eye is gazing upon you. Dare you gaze back? Sometimes when you stare too much into the Twilight Eye stares back. Anywho, what am I up to with this? Well, let's get away from the creepy eye and focus instead on the art. As you all might recall, I'm working on a standee with Twilight in the foreground, drawing magic from a book, and Optimus Prime in the slightly further back, working with the 13 prime symbols. Actually, it's 12 primes here. The 13th is something special. Don't know if I should spoil it if you're not a Transformers fan. But for now, Optimus is where I want him to be. Twilight is, well, we've still got some work to do here. After all, while I'm trying to make her a bit more human, well, real life style to a degree, or perhaps it's more accurate to say anime style, I do want to work on the eyes. And for that, I have a special little something prepped. So we're not quite done with that eyeball, because looketh and beholdeth, a tutorial. This comes from Sue Drawing, who has an ArtStation, Twitter, and YouTube account. So that's Sue, as in, I believe, Sung Soo, and Drawing. So I saw this online, and I thought, hey, that's a pretty nifty design. Let's see what I can do to emulate that. Because eventually I've realized that I followed the MLP script very well. Oh, I forgot the PNG tuber. I knew I forgot something. I followed the look as best I was able. I think I did a pretty good job. But there comes a point where you've got to stop copying someone else's style and forge your own path. Yes, I must forge my own path as best I am able. And now I look like I'm opening to Alfred Hitchcock. There we go. Now I am here. Huzzah. You thought that was rarity. Well, that makes sense. Blue eyes and whatnot. So, let's see if I can create a Twilight Sparkle-ish eye in a similar manner. Silver-Quill presents. I appreciate that. Oh, wow. Seth Carlo, you were going for a 90th birthday. I mean, not yours, obviously, but for a friend. Well, happy birthday to them. And I'm impressed by their longevity. All right, let's shuffle some YouTube music. And we'll just move this up a little. Y'all hearing this okay? And hopefully you can hear me just fine. Good evening, Infinite Warlock. They're one of the more detailed details of your digital artwork, Cosmonespera. You've come to really enjoy doing eyes in your Krita. What, pray tell, is Krita? I am intrigued. A digital painting, a free and open source program. Okay, so basically trying to give everybody Photoshop-like ability without the price tag, which I appreciate. Now, obviously, I am somewhat done in by I'm still using the Photoshop and Illustrator package, but one progress at a time. Boom. So, step one is to apparently create a darker shade. Now, from what I can tell, this is done in some manner of pixel-based artwork, like Photoshop or Krita. Actually, I thought there was a program called GIMP that was also supposed to be a rival to Photoshop. I haven't heard much about that lately. Probably branding issues, you know what I'm saying. But I digress. So we're going to create a mask for this. I don't know if this is going to work, but if it does, I may yet have a new way to draw eyes. And we'll add an effect blur, Gaussian blur. Yes, very nice. Then we're going to draw the same... oh, yes, I forgot. Here's a question. Can I draw inside this? Yes, I can. Let's bring that size down, shall we? And we're going to take this and make it overlay. Overlay removes the brighter parts of an image, so only the darker parts interact. Interesting. It looks rather blue as a result. Well, let's not... Well, then perhaps I should turn off the overlay, go to normal. And we'll draw another. That seemed rather chaotic. Let's try that again. Granted, Discord would be proud, but... And now we must liven up the width as best we are able. So we'll make one of these a smidge bigger. So if I move this aside, I think we're working. Next up, mid-tone pattern. Whoops. All right, for that, I'm going to rely on this halftone circle, courtesy of Vecteezy. Let's see here. Sturdell Dude Awesome. You're looking forward to seeing MLP Gen 6 next year. Let's see. Yes, I did hear about Sam Neill's unfortunate passing. I also heard about Lindsey Graham's passing and the long-standing debate over has Mitch McConnell passed. I know that there's photos and communiques, but everything's kind of weird right now. I take nothing for granted. But yes, I am sorry about his passing. I mostly remember him for Jurassic Park and thought he was fantastic in that. Here we go. We're going to take this selection, align to selection, align vertically, align horizontally. There we are. Now, interestingly, it's supposed to be some manner of pink set to color dodge. Ooh. That's something else. And then, per the tutorial, I'm gonna make this part disappear. Effect blur, Gaussian blur once again. And then apparently a color accent. would you ever upgrade Silver-Quill from PNG to VTuber-esque model as Enderpup? Yeah, I probably would if I can figure out a good system, and I have very little experience with it, so that's a concern. You know, I realize I might have made a mistake. I thought because of the fading out, these look more like they're all one size. I've got a spiral of descending. That might not work so great. But that's part of what I tried to learn. So, let's try something. We go here, go to the gradients, and then I believe there was a stylize. Which was it? Distort? Nope. All right. So apparently, I've already forgotten what I watched earlier today. Mosaic, patchwork, stained glass, pixelate. All right. Is it mid-tone? Nope. Okay. To the interwebs, but off screen. Here we go. Blah, blah, blah. How to create perfect.
Out how to make halftone gradients made out of perfect circles or other shapes. For the channels, I gotta go with 40 pixelate and select color halftone.
Okay. Effect pixelate, thank you. There you are. Color halftone. Feels so silly. Let's see. Apparently it's supposed to be 45s down the board. Nice. Now at the moment it's just oh wait, I'm mistaken. Even now it's just all one. It's descending. Nope. Okay. Vic easy. Or easier still, because I just thought of something. Let's go with the pretty pink. How large a circle should I use? I think one of these guys will do great. Barring you. Object. Pattern. Make. The new pattern, yada, yada, yada. Okay. Don't need a grid. There we go. Brick by row. 0.0625. There we are. New pattern. Highlights. Tones. Okay. So now I'm done. And if I Whoops. So rather than all these, actually, if we're going for authenticity, Trinair is still spoiling me. Much appreciated. No, I don't want that to stroke. I want it bold and proud. It's almost overpowering, isn't it? All right, so this will be color dodge. Maybe I should have gone with the bigger circle. Let's see here. It's always when you get it in perspective that things go a little kerflooey. Okay. Oh, interesting. Apparently it's not the same size after all. There shouldn't be anything beyond. Very interesting. But it was also stupid. Still not looking right, though. Watch as Silver-Quill faces his greatest challenge ever. Dots. Yep. Three-fourths, 1/5. Still looking a little, shall we say, unimpressive. All right, let us do away with the dots for a moment. Because we must try again. And again, and again, and again, and again. All right, come here, you. How big a dot? That is the question. Oh. All right, let's try this one more time. Object pattern. Not quite. That's better. Yes. All right. All right, so we can get rid of this. And you. There we go. Let's line everybody up. Marvelous. Now for that pesky mask. Effect blur of the Gaussian variety. Let's make that even bigger. Don't want to suggest her entire eye has been taken over by whatever this is. Might look like an insect if I'm not careful. Or worse yet, a ladybug. Even though I have no problem with ladybugs because, you know, they're just quite lovely. Good for home care. But I remember when we had this short where Twilight was suddenly afraid of ladybugs. I remember one person on Equestria Daily just would not accept that this was a good idea. And, well, I can certainly see why not. But at the same time, I didn't know if it was worth getting upset about. To my thinking, Twilight has a problem with... What's the best way to describe it? If all eyes are on her, she gets really nervous. Or at least at the start of her time as a princess. Nowadays, she seems to have a better handle on it, but still. And when Shining Armor told her that they were... Ladybugs had just lots of eyes, okay, that fit for me. I thought, okay, that makes sense. Also, I didn't know Shining Armor was that big a troll, but what have you. Okay. Just a little more on feathering things out. Let's see. Now I want to edit the swatch. Oh, man. That's the problem with the do-it-yourself work. Oh, well. Duplicate swatch, sort swatch, small swatch. Swatch this, swatch that, swatch Rooney Tooney. Why can I not edit you, though? Ah, there you are. That was odd. That's good. Done. Wrong eye. And maybe just a little bit smaller. Everybody's probably thinking, oh, he wants it's too big, it's too small, it's too big, it's too small. There we go. That's looking less insectile. Little breathing room behind these highlights. Now, as the crowd starts to think he's never going to get done with this, come on now. What gives? Being rather rude about that. Rather. We'll cut here and here. Switch it to a stroke. And then... Now note, I don't think this is actual black. It's just very close. So we're going to bring it down to almost black purple. Violet, depending on who you ask. Ooh, that looks pretty cool right there. I'm tempted, but nope. All right, and this apparently... Actually, I might use what the old gradient. As an in-between point. 90 degrees. Well, maybe not quite that drastic a shift. Group. Oh, and then let's not group it just yet. Then there appear to be little scratch marks. There we go. So, object, blend. Not a bad start, but... Oh, but there is one problem. We need a halfway mark. And this needs to be up here. Let's try that again. Better. Object blend, blend options. Specified steps. Okay. And just a little bit more of an upward angle here. All right, we'll group that up. I am uncertain. I would rather darken this a little bit further. Edit colors. Recolor. All we're going to do is darken it up because, you know, it's the pupil. Don't need to be too advanced. There we go. Goodness. It's starting to come together, I believe. Sorry, I haven't looked at the chat in a little bit. We've had some folks chit-chatting. Oh, boy, let's see if I can say this voice. Dre Manor Naldoran. Draymond or Naldoran. Draymond Al Nordoran. Oh boy, that's a hard one. Well, I have not seen these YouTube shorts by more Paz or Pars. I will have to try and connect them. What D&D class and subclass do you think Twilight would be? All right. Well, I need some help because I don't know my D&D too well. Obviously, she's something magic related, a sage perhaps. But what would her subclass be? Throwing that question out to the chat, because I don't know D&D well enough to subclass her. Oh, Trinair's got some answers. Twilight's a wizard, Pinkie Pie a bard, Applejack a ranger, Dash a barbarian, Rarity a rogue, and Fluttershy a druid. Although, funny enough, in Dungeons and Discord, Rainbow Dash seemed to prefer to be a rogue. Pinkie, I think, could still be a bard, but she could also be a barbarian. Pinkie smash. All right, now we get into the highlights, and I've got something unique planned here. Let's see, where's my finder? Here's my finder. Here we go. You clean up by the name, just trying to sort all this out. Actually, just realized the simpler way is to go to my vector files, go to the Cutie Mark guide. Well, there it is. So what if instead of the usual shebang, her eye highlights would actually be a pair of stars in her own right. I do like that. But it also has some accents. Now, if they went with sort of pink on a blue background, I wonder what would happen if I added some, say, blue on top of the pink, on top of the purple. We'll experiment together. Lauren Faust will be at Evergreen. Iris P, yes, she will. I'm looking forward to seeing that. What does anyone think of Wilkins Coffee? Well, Eggman, if you like me learned about it from the Nostalgia Critics commercial history, they've got a unique sense of humor. I will give them that. Rather incredibly disturbing. But I digress. So let's see what I can do here. Going to create a bunch of dark bars to split this up. And we'll see what, if anything, that amounts to. Alrighty. Alrighty. Let's try this now. Divide you up. And delete everything up. Whoop. Forgot you. Whoop. Hey, how instantly. And these appear to be a gradation. Oh, but remember, I wanted to see how they look with a lighter blue. Kind of the blue that they see whenever Twilight wears a dress, that always seems to be blue, except for her coronation dress. Here we are. A little bit more. Now, a few more shapes to really bring out the highlights, but let's do that over here. First things first, let's see if this actually looks good. What do y'all think? The blue, does it look good? Does it look bad? Do you think it should be something else? Blue suits Twilight, says Eggman. Yep, the yellow dress for Rare that Rary made in Sweet Elite. Good memory, Blue Griffin. No, Cherfapelli, I have not seen Himioto before. Ah, yes, Blue Griffin. Shiny Armor would go for being a paladin, wouldn't he? Or his princess. But a subgroup of a magician, I mean... is there a magical librarian by chance? Or would Twilight want to break free of the stereotype and try to do something a bit more her? I don't know. It's an intriguing idea. I'd have to read up on the subclasses. A bunch of little circles and whatnot. Let's put some stuff over in here. Interesting. Maybe not that big an archway. You didn't miss too much, Eggman. I'm just making choices. Arguably curious choices at that. But choices all the same. What is life, if not the element of choice? Now that would be an interesting element of harmony. The element of choice, free will. Now, I'm not going to cut up the Twilight cutie mark as Sue drawing has. I'm going to keep that all together for the moment. Ah, okay. So now we do some circles, it looks like, or oblong marks. No gradient. Object smooth. Path smooth. Oh, it's so smooth. I'm just sliding all over the place. Okay. And this is supposed to be set to screen, i.e., take away all the dark elements. And once again, blur it. Probably the most commonly used effect of all, blur it. When something's going wrong, you must blur it. You know, it's funny. I remember every now and again I turn on Cartoon Network Groovies, some music videos they did way back in the day. One of them was Go Monkey Go by the people who did Whip It. Oh, and now I can't even remember the name of that. Devo, that's right. But then I realized, oh, Devo did another song from my youth, from the Power Rangers movie, the first one. Although it was kind of hard for me to learn that, because if I did a search for Be Prepared, of course I'm going to get The Lion King. I mean, why wouldn't I get The Lion King? Be prepared. And we'll set that to screen as well. Goodness, this is certainly coming into a bright eye. Elizabeth Snowbell, you raise a good question. How would choice fit in with a harmony scheme? After all, choice means you have the ability to go against harmonious elements, or to not go with the group. But, well, here's the thing. I think actually Optimus Primal said this, and while I wasn't a big fan of Beast Machines and its depiction of him, he made a good point in it. Harmony without choice isn't harmony at all. You've just gone for a shortcut. Let's see here. If I turn this into a circular gradient. Nope. Nope, not quite what I was looking for. All right, well then I just need it to be a solid. Do me a solid. Oh, although I'm forgetting colors, because this is Twilight's color. Effect, blur, Gaussian blur once again. This is changed to add. I'm not sure what add does. I'm not sure there's even an add blending mode. Am I reading that right? Details. Screen. Add. Difference or exclusion? Luminosity? Well, first things first, this is supposed to be Twilight's natural color. But what kind of color? Definitely not that one. Exclusion, no. 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 Definitely not. Screen, no. Soft light, hard light. How very vexing. I set that to add. I need to find out what that is. You know, President, I watched a little bit of Ed, Ed, and Eddie, but I could never really get into it. Just wasn't my thing. Where is the add glow layer blending mode? There we go. Always on Reddit. Photoshop does have that blending. It's just called linear dodge add. Linear dodge. Man, they change things up so much. Looks like it should brighten things rather than make them so difficult to see. I wonder. Help. Linear. Photoshop. Linear dodge. Add. Oh, well, this is for Illustrator, I should say. Is the way to emulate linear dodge mode in Illustrator. Instead of a plugin, you try a plug. Oh my. Blending mode add is available in some other vectoring prompt. Yada, yada, yada. No tools for drawing or editing bitmaps. Well, that's a bummer. I guess I'll just have to try and do that. But I'm not willing to give up. No, I don't think I am. So, if I can't make it linear with like a dodge or an add, what about hard light? Color burn? Well, that won't work. Luminosity overlay? Nope. Emerald Heart and Lighten. The difficulties of working within the limitations of a program. But then again, we all work within our limitations. We test the boundaries and then we learn where they are, how we can either surpass or work around them. Ah! Treachery. And last but not least, ooh, that's nifty. Now, let us continue our efforts. I believe... No, actually, that might be the end of it. Let's do a few other things. I'm going to make all these normal rather than screen and change the overall group to screen. Just so I'm not wandering through wondering where's the plugin for this, that, or the other thing. But within this, I'm just going to draw a little circle of Twilight's own color. Let's see what happens with it. Not quite that much blur. And then I'll take... Maybe not. Let's take your opacity down just a little bit more. Maybe squish it down just a little. A little squishy squish. All right, so after all that, we have one Twilight Eye. It has taken me close to an hour to put this thing together. What do you guys think of it so far? The question is, how small is 24 pixels? Well, here we go. 24 pixels by 24 pixels. If we go over, that's a 24 pixel by 24 pixel circle. So 24 pixels is not an inconsiderable amount, but still rather infinitesimal. Now, the ultimate test. Let's take a copy of this, and we'll put it with Twilight Sparkle's current line art. Alrighty. Oh, no, Preston, no Wilkins coffee on my end because, well, quite frankly, I never developed a palate for coffee. Alrighty. Now then, let's also give it, whoops. What? What on earth happened? Something went freaky over here. Freaky deaky, I might even say. What has happened to this blend? We're talking about coffee and I'm having blending problems. Blend. Object blend release. Okay. Huh. Something's up with this guy. A bug in the program? A fly in the ointment? A glitch in the matrix? For Cosminutes for a coffee is life. Redmon565. Do you think that Pip Pedals made a horror movie? Will it be amazing? Well, Pip puts everything she has into her projects. I mean, I certainly can't fault her on dedication. But would she make a horror? She would certainly want it to be amazing, but pony horror movies may be held to a different standard than our own. Case in point, my friend said that Evil Dead Burn I probably wouldn't enjoy because it's very gory. I'm not a gore aficionado. Okay, so that's one eyeball. Looks kind of weird with just one eye. Pokemon Fire EV, you hate caffeine? Well, that's probably for the best. I admit soda's got me in its grip by... I guess it's my version of coffee. It's like in your head, you know you shouldn't, but then something else, taste buds overrides caution. So I try to work with it. Right now I'm drinking a... Oh, what are these? Lime flavored sparkling water. Should I make... No, I don't think I'll make it smaller. Well, we'll see. See how it looks once we've given Twilight a bit more modesty. Well done, Trinary. At the moment, Twilight was a one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple. All right, let's start getting Twilight into her best studs. Yeah, I kind of like this beat, mostly because the fine folks at Neebs Gaming use it for their raft playthroughs. Alrighty, so that's the start of her ribbon. Although I often wonder... So let me check one thing real quick. School uniform ribbon. Huh. So I guess it's kind of like this one. Just fewer parts. All right. Let's add just a few little folds. I guess that's the term I'd use. Alright, take these together, group these together, and mask them out. Oop, now instantly. Although these are pretty big too, so let's not rule out. Also, looking at the real life example, there we go. Although Twilight, your weird ribbon thingy just doesn't quite make sense to me. Oh well. Let's see here. Porygon Runts. YouTube used to save buffers, so you used to watch through random MLP videos and play them back when you're at your grandma's house with no Wi-Fi. Oh, and my videos were one of them. Nice. I appreciate it. I hope I was able to add some entertainment. Yeah, Equestria Girls fashion was pretty yikes, but, you know, by their standards, I guess. As far as I know, fashion only got weirder from there. Plus, let's also recall, what was it? Wallflower Blush. The only one who actually had clothes that looked like they could be from the real world. But even she could not escape the hot topic blitz that was Equestria Girls fashion. It's so sad. Here we go. And here we go. Oh, ow. This week I started doing more cardio. Oh, but it was also a week where the training required heavy lifting. And boy, howdy, that's hurting something awful now. Okay, now for the overly poofy shoulders. Shoulder poof. And then give that a slight collar. It's kind of weird to do this when there's no sign of the actual arm. Already masked that out. So now I'm going to mask this one out. Ah, how instantly. Have you noticed lately that YouTube is censoring words? Oh, you do the cow hoof trimming videos as well. The red stuff is blanked out. Well, okay, I guess YouTube and their concern over being sued. It's not the innocence of children or the well-being of their viewers. No, it's can we get sued for this? Yeah, I've noticed that certain words get censored on YouTube much more quickly. All right, now truthfully, if I keep just masking everything out, it's going to take me forever to get there. Let's be a bit more aggressive. This is, after all, line art I'm supposed to be creating. Now then, I'm going to get rid of that. Also, we'll diminish this because Twilight's clothing should come to here. Don't worry, I'm going to make this look a bit better. Just a bit. Oh, come on. Now then, what else do we need? Well, we need lines. We need lines to encourage the idea that this is clothing. So we're going to cut here. Make a few smaller lines. Okay. We'll join those points and get rid of one. Okay, we're getting there. Now, a minor but important thing. We're going to make this a pretty thin line. Because technically, if Twilight has 2 buttons, she should also have a dividing segment. Also, that dividing segment should have an angle. Ah! Nope, that is not what I want. There we go. And let's see here. We need to... Wait. What's going on here about? That's better. 1. Better. Okay, and now for the buttons. Oh, everyone's talking about Dennis Nedry now? Or at least Preston is. Ruby shines, sprawls on his sweet pony bib. Hey, Silver, Twilight's looking good. Well, thank you, Ruby. I appreciate it. Standing in front of a projector screen? Yep. You can see the look. It does help add a certain three-dimensionalness. Well, Porygon runs note that as I'm one of the few people still even left making content is crazy. Well, I don't know if I'm one of the few. There's still a good number of folks, but yes, we've certainly moved past the heyday of just so many creators. And hey, I don't begrudge anyone who graduated, who felt a calling to go elsewhere. But I'm happy where I am. I still have projects that will take me beyond the ponydom, but I have no intention of just up and leaving the whole shebang. No. That wouldn't be any fun. Now's it. What else can we do here? Buttons. Actually, I kind of wonder. I'm back to Victizia on this. Shirt button. Yeah, the usual stuff. Not much angle, though. Yes, I think getting hung up on that would be a bit too much. Here we go. Alrighty. Don't want to go too heavy on lines just yet. I'm still, I guess, a student of learning how to draw folds. Okay, now we need to extend this. So Twilight can hold up her big poofy sleeves. I don't go for the perfect circle. That doesn't seem quite right here. Alrighty. Good. Now for the hard part, les skirts. Ruby, you want me to do Luna next, huh? Or, sorry, Rarity. Golden Fox put up a G1 review. That's True Blue Griffin. I saw it on my feed. And, well, we keep on going. Eggman, I appreciate you quoting my song, quote unquote, from the Heartswarming Tale review, but let's be honest, that was not exactly quality, a quality review or song. That's what I'm trying to say. Sorry, my brain ain't working so great. It was not a quality song. And you might think it wasn't a quality review. I did the best I could. But either which way. Here we go. Alrighty, keep on going. Oops. All right, now let's see how that part of the skirt goes with the main body. It's meant to be swishing kind of like her hair. I don't think it gets too high that suddenly it's an anime fan service shot. Let's get the back at the other end, just to be safe. There we go. Ah. Okay. I think that looks believable as a skirt. Maybe tuck it in a little bit more this way. When do you call a vegetarian sniper? A salad shooter. Nicely done, Ruby. Rig 7, welcome back. Just working away at Twilight's design, and well, I'm pleased. Looking pretty decent right now, I think. Got the magic here, but I've got to add some cutie marks to enhance the magic. Why do origamists do badly at poker? I don't know, Orienko. Why? They instantly fold? Jude 3300, you're curious. I'm excited for the MLP Gen 4 reboot. Orienko, what? a good one. They do indeed fold. Well, let's see. I'm cautiously optimistic at this point. Guys, let's consider where we've been. When MLP Friendship is Magic first hit the scene, no one had any expectations. If anything, I think the general attitude would have been dismissal, if not just obliviousness. But all of a sudden, it just started appearing places you wouldn't expect. People were referencing it. People were talking about it and really enjoying it. I'm both relieved and sorry that South Park never took aim at it. But I can understand that maybe they joke. I believe the creators joked they didn't want to make fun of autistic people. Who knows? But whatever the case, MLP had no expectations going in, so it could wow us. Now, with Friendship is Magic done and whatever comes next, it will be held up to that light, to that standard. That's a very hard thing to bear, never mind eclipse. So I'm not trying to be a doomsayer. I'm just noting that going in with as few expectations as possible is part of the reason Friendship is Magic swept people by storm. And we might not have that luxury again. But again, I'm not trying to be a naysayer or a boo-hoo. Preston, I'm hoping to do Sunset Shimmer next. Swordbreaker 12 says, tried to catch some of the fog earlier. They missed. Pardon me just one sec. There we go. Excuse me. I had ordered some pizza before the stream, and while this particular slice is now cold, it's still yummy. Ah. Here we go. Boom. Here we go. Don't know what happened there, but I kind of messed up her... What do you call that little ball above your ankle? true ankle joint, so I guess it's below the talus? The lateral malleus. Oh, well. I'll leave it to a doctor. Actually, I guess with those bell bottoms, we won't be seeing that. Now, let's see. Yep, this needs to fold to the interior of her foot. There we are. Alrighty. Oh, not the kneecap Pokemon Fire EV. I was referring more to this little bump above. Well, I think it's just above the ankle. But I never studied too much biology. Shocker 27. Bronies were meant to help and love MLP. Then Rule 34 and fanfics happened. You blame no one, but it's a children's show for young girls. There is a lot of truth in that, but how can I put this? The reason people came up even with the term Rule 34 is that no matter what the topic, unfortunately, the internet will try to sexualize and or fetishize it. The first week I was in college, I came into a friend's room because he was laughing so much at something on the computer, and I asked what he found so funny. It was pictures of Betty Rubble doing acts with Barney that were, of course, not part of the show, and he found it hilarious. I thought, geez, dude, I watched that show growing up. It's like part of the American cultural experience. But I also thought to myself, well, this is part of seeing life in college. And so the fact is, we can't dictate what people can or can't like. We can only lead by example. And hey, I have danced usually across the bounds of good taste. So I'm no innocent myself. Hopefully I haven't gone too far as to be really disgusting about it. But I get what you mean. Alrighty. Oh, getting up there. Well, trinary puns, I mean, I don't think you can hold me accountable for decency with puns. I mean, they're indecent use of the English language by nature. I must only use this power to annoy. All right, we are coming along. Looking pretty good here. At least I think we are. I must always temper my expectations. Alrighty. Well then, that's looking pretty nice. But we're not quite done. Let's bring in some main 6 cutie marks while we're at it, for good measure. Orinoco has more origami puns, but they're tearable. Ruby Shine says there's no such thing as a bad pun. I'd argue there is, but sometimes the reaction to that is even more fulfilling. If I get a groan, doesn't mean if the pun is good or bad. It's just boo. Sometimes that's all I ask. All right, so where were the cutie mark guides? We need Applejack, Pinkie Pie, Rarity, Fluttershy. Where's Rainbow Dash? Go, Rainbow. Huh, what's it doing all the way down there where it's technically supposed to be? I do not understand. There we are. 5 friends. Ah. Let's see, I'm going to make these white effect stylize. Can I not use the colors from the very magic right there? Let's take a look at that there gradient. Oh, how fitting. Effect stylize outer glow. Oh, come on. I hit copy. Why won't you work with me? Oi. Come on. There we go. Oh boy. I'll just shut this down real quick. Because it won't let me do things the easy way. Never the easy way. Wait. See, even the little dock thing won't work with me here. Text. Edit. Man, I got a lot of programs open. Where's the text edit? Come on. Burning daylight here. If there's any daylight to be had right now. There you are. Download, sure, why not? New document. Now, as I was trying to type before my computer decided to mess with me, we got 60.16. $86.33 and 12.5 and 0.78. Lord have mercy, that took far longer than it should have. So, will you work with me this time and make an outer flippin' glow of 60.16, 86.33, 12.5, and 0.78. Is there an outer glow on these? Yes, there is. But perhaps I need an inner glow as well. Let's go with this. All right. 0, 41.8. What were those last two values? 23.83 and 0. All right. So now we inner glow. Effect style. Stylize. Inner glow. Around the edge. Whoa. Don't know what that's doing. Alrighty. So 0 is good. 41.8. 23.83. And 0. Inner glow, but what? That's odd. Why is it doing that when it should be inside the shapes? Their clipping mask? I do not know. Okay. I mean, it does look kind of nice, but it also looks kind of weird. Like, if it were a better sphere, I'd be impressed. All right, there's one path. And another. And another. Another. Yeah, so. Why then a big old circle? Oh, is it because there's an outer glow? It's doing that as well? Where's my appearance? What if I move this being? Aha! So oddly, it doesn't want to do anything. Well, let's worry about that later. We've got limited time. So 3 apples. Effect stylize. Outer glow. Some Fluttershy. Let's put those there. We'll put Applejacks a little higher up. Because we want to go Earth Pony. Supposed to put Applejack up there. Gosh darn. Pegasus. Unicorn. And last but certainly not least, Rainbow Dash. Now a little bit more spacing, I think. Alrighty. Now, there are things I will change or update. Oh, but as we close in on the top of the hour, looking good, I think. All we've got to do now... Right now, all I gotta do is give Optimus some holo displays of the primes. And maybe add some more divides in Twilight's hair. It's got the minimum, but too swishy. We need something more. Well, I said, let's see here 3 times. Well, I don't want to overdo it. Raja Rainmaker asking, long time no here. Hope everything is doing well for you. Been subscribed to your channel for a very long time and still enjoy watching my videos. Well, I greatly appreciate your subscription and your dedication in watching my long-standing wait periods. Oh, there are days where it just feels too much, but I keep going because ultimately it is a labor of love. Let's group up all... Oh, shite. Wow. Let's not group up all of the stuff on Twilight Slayer because that's a lot of stuff. Whoops. Twilight and the magic. All right, getting where we need to be. I believe with just a little bit more, I can have this ready to try coloring, which will be very different. I'm not going to do it through vectors, but we shall see. Let's see. Alrighty. Well, everyone, I hope you've enjoyed this venture in new things. I faded out too harshly. I like this new style of eye. It's certainly much more detailed than what Friendship as Magic usually does, but I don't consider that a bad thing. I might try this out with a personal design of the main 6. We'll see. We shall see. But either which way, it's been good times. It's been fun to try this new experience. My thanks to Sue Drawing for this wonderful tutorial. Came in very, very handy. And we'll see what other silliness I can concoct with this. But in the meantime, it's just about the weekend, or for some it already is. And I hope it's a fun weekend. One, I can appreciate how there's the heat. It's dangerously hot out, so I hope all of you can stay cool, stay safe, and hydrated. And in the company of friends or just enjoying things on your own, I hope it's a wonderful weekend. So, until the next time I see you, be safe and be well. I'm Silver-Quill. Thanks for watching.